So basically, on your setup, make sure your top hand here is a little bit more directly over that lower hand. So right now you can see that the paddle is slightly tilted to the left. Okay. And then as you go into the stroke, then you get a little bit straighter here. Because I think your body naturally knows that the highest pressure point is directly over it. So just making sure that you maximize the top arm pressure from the very beginning.
I have a dad phone. Okay. This is like my dad.
So on the recovery here, so when you finished your stroke, take a look carefully at your lower hand right now. So let me back it up. So you are pulling now, pulling, and now on the recovery you go straight back. And then your top hand is almost going straight back as well. Right? So you pull, right, and then you go straight back up.
As opposed to flaring out.
Yeah, so what I want you to, so we're going to take a look on this side here. So what I want you to try to get on your recovery, and I think it will help with your relaxation, is to make sure this lower hand, or first your top hand here needs to come
to the tube position.
Yeah, so you're exiting this way and then you're coming back over.
I did. That side.
And then your lower hand,
I'll just follow Annie.
right here. See how I'm exiting it out on the side like that? Yep.
Never going back to fast.
So right now it's super, my arms are super relaxed. Okay, so the difference right now with your posture is on your recovery, you're coming straight back forward. And when you do that, right, so look at our, let me sync up our recovery real quick. Okay, so that's my follow through right now. This is the start of your exit. So when I finish my stroke, so when I go into the stroke, shoulders are stacked, right? So into the catch, right, you do see that stacked shoulder. You're getting the same thing on yours. Yours is a little bit sharper. I think a little bit on the low side, but and then when you finish, right, when I finish, right, shoulders are here. I'm starting that relaxation in that neutral position. So when you finish, you're still here, and all the way through your recovery, your body's like lean forward. So there's definitely some muscle supporting your weight doing this, right? Versus once you sit neutral, you're just letting gravity. Well, I mean, you don't have to really expend much energy just sitting, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to think about that as you recover.
So that will really help.
Yeah, it will help you conserve energy, right? Because when you stay in that slightly lean position posture, yeah. So one of the things I was talking about is like that slight lean of your whole body, right?
Yep.
It's through that entire stroke. So even at the front of my stroke, I try to keep my head only very slightly projected outside the boat. So you'll see it's like very slightly if you look at the center of my head. And then as I finish, it is still very slightly, but it's not as pronounced as yours, right?
Yeah.
So the more you project, the more your muscles are helping to keep that projection, obviously. And you can get good power out of that, but in terms of like being able to squeeze out as much power towards the pulling motion, you want to conserve as much of that energy as you can. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to play this in slow motion so you have something to kind of watch. So occasionally I do see.
And now it's like starting to.
Occasionally I do see it, yeah.
When I start thinking about it, I think probably because I'm like, oh, he's watching.
Okay, so.